Alright folks, I'm going to demonstrate how to use the basic features in GarageBand. If you have an iPad, iMac, or MacBook, then you should have a free copy of GarageBand from Apple. When you open GarageBand, you'll be presented with several templates, so let me open it up here. So empty project will start your project from scratch. I'm going to do empty project, but I'll quickly go over what these other options are. So ringtone is self-explanatory. It's for making quick pieces of music. You can use them as ringtones. Songwriter is for genres like folk and blues, where you could mostly be recording one instrument and some vocals. Voice is just for vocals. Electronic and hip-hop present you with a selection of instruments that give you a sort of head start if you're making that kind of music. They come with a couple drums, synthesizers, and basses. They're fun if you don't want to select your own instruments and want to mess around instead. And then amp and keyboard selections are basically what they sound like. This is a collection of amps. This is a collection of keyboards. But I'm going to click on Empty Project. So when you open a new project, you're presented with 4 options. For right now, don't worry about the audio options in the middle. They're aimed towards people with an audio interface and recording equipment. So we're going to be mostly focusing on software and drummer. Drummer might be fun to try out because it's GarageBand's drum machine. It's free. I'll show you what it does briefly, but right now I'm going to click on software instrument. This will get you started with the library of instruments that come with GarageBand. So I already have it up here, but you see here I have this keyboard, and you basically just turn this on with Command K. So Command K, got rid of it, bring it back, there it is. So GarageBand always starts you out with this classic electric piano. If you look to the left here, I could choose any of the instruments in the GarageBand library, and there's a surprising amount of instruments, given that it's a free program. While I have you looking at the left of the screen, I'll draw attention to the question mark at the top left. This does my job for me in this video, but I'm going to keep it off, so I actually have some work to do. It's a quick help button, so if I do turn it on, what's going to happen is here you'll see all these little sort of post-it notes come up. They tell me what each button does. So here, this is stop, explains how to use it, so on and so forth. It does it for everything that you highlight. So one of the nice things about this quick help button is that when you have it on, if you accidentally do something like here, close the library or something like that, this will help you understand that this button means it's the library, so you close it, open it, turn this on. Now I know what this is. So if I accidentally close this and I say, well, now I have to start from scratch because I just ruined it, I can click the library button. Now it's back. Alright, so from here you see these buttons at the top, and they should look familiar. So like this is the big red button is the record button. Play, stop, forward, rewind. When I click here, you hear the metronome playing. I can click here to start from the beginning, and now I'm back at 1. This is in case you accidentally leave it running until it goes to like 166. So also in the top here, you see the tempo. To change this, there's 2 ways to do it. You can click it once and drag it, and that'll change it. You can go past the limit of your dashboard here. It'll keep going. Or what you can do is you can double click it, and then you can type in a tempo, click enter, it'll be set. Usually, if not always, GarageBand will start you off at 120 BPM. So let's say I want to start recording. I open up my keyboard here. That's Command K again. You hit Z and X to control the octave range. So it starts you off at middle octave, C2, right in the middle. Then Z and X, I'll go higher here. It's like a dog whistle at the highest, but you can go higher. Z, you can go lower. This is really guttural. I don't think you can hear it at all, but there we go. Sounds really bad, but you know, it's at your disposal if you want to use that. So let's say I want to start recording. Let me go back to C2 here. That's in the middle. So I'm going to click at the beginning, and then I'm going to click record. I'll just record something really quick. So let's say here, what I've recorded, it sounds off. I can double click my recording and open the grid at the bottom. So this is my recording. I'll double click it, and here you see this open at the bottom here. You can expand this so you can see it a little better. Here you see the notes you played. You can drag and drop these anywhere on the grid. You can change the notes. If you weren't happy with what you played, you can bring it back down. If you want to line them up with a certain subdivision, all of these notes, what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight them like that. And then here you see time quantized to the left. And so from here, you can choose different subdivisions. So like 64th notes, 32nd notes. What I'm going to do is 8th notes just because they're not going very fast and I'd like to snap them to the grid. And that's what that does. It just snaps them to the grid here. And you'll see what I did there. This is a loop option. It's right here as well. What you can do is you can turn it off if it's already on. If it's off, it'll look like this little grayed out spot here. But what you can do is you can choose any point here, click once and drag it, and you'll loop whatever you're highlighting by dragging. So I just want to loop right here, so I'll do 1 to 2. So then if I want to add more instruments, I can do so from right here at the top. This is the addition symbol here. It'll bring you back to this prompt right here that we saw at the beginning. Like I promised you, I'll show you the drummer. So what this does, it'll come preloaded with whatever style this drummer is. It'll give you, looks like this is an 8-bar loop of whatever he's playing. Looks like he's playing neo soul. Curtis is playing neo soul for me right now. I'll mute this. Let's say I wanted to play simple and soft. You can do that. If I wanted to be really obnoxious, loud and complex. If I want him to be more obnoxious, I can give him as many fills as I possibly can. You can really have quite a bit of fun with it. You can choose different styles, throwback, play the game, blah, blah, blah. These are all specific to the drummers that you choose. I have R&B Curtis right now. You see it'll offer you to change the drummer. You can give him a different kit. If you don't like the Neo Soul kit, you can give him, I don't know, the East Bay kit. I don't even know what this is. Sounds like a more rock punk vibe there. But you can do whatever you want with the drummer. It's pretty handy too. If you don't feel like playing the drums for a song that you're making or something like that, you just want GarageBand to do it for you, you can choose that option, the new instrument drummer, and it'll present you with it right there. So I'm going to go back to Neo Soul because I like Curtis. I think he's pretty good. And I'll make a loop right here with what I have. And then if I wanted this to keep going, what you can do is at the top right here, you'll see that little sort of arrow going in a circle. What you can do is you can click once and drag this, and this will loop whatever you played for as long as you want. So I'll loop it to the length, this 8 bars that Curtis is playing for me, and then I'll just play it. And that's basically it. This is all you have to do to get started with GarageBand. From here on, I've already showed you how to choose new instruments and choose which library instruments you want to play. Let's say I wanted to go piano. Now I have a piano. And that's basically all you need to know to get started on GarageBand. If you want to explore GarageBand more than what I presented here, like I mentioned earlier, you can click the Quick Help button, and that'll help you explore a little more. But other than that, you're all set to start making music.